Wanna get rich and just get more out of your Persona 5 experience? Well, I got some tips and tricks for you. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below and don't forget to hit that like button. Just a quick note, this video does not contain any spoilers for the story or footage beyond the first palace in the game. So just so you know, because I know that Persona players are of course very wary for spoilers, as you should be. So let's start with an easy dungeon crawl tip that will give you a ton of money. Early on in the game, you will get the ability to press L1 and see boxes or other objects that contain food or, more interesting, treasures. And treasures are solely there to get you a ton of money, so it's smart to smash a lot of boxes, press L1 in every area you are, then at the end of your dungeon run, the next day, go to a store. I am now going to the gear store because I have some tips for the gear store as well. But anyway, go to sell, go to treasures, sell them all and you get a lot of money. Personally, I like to do a lot of melee moves because I don't want to spend any SP when it's not necessary. So I focus on buying a lot of the best weapons for all the characters I use. If you still got some money left after you bought all the weapons, I already bought them as you can see here. Still needed one for Morgana, so gonna buy it now. But then buy armor for a better defense. And it's the best to buy an armor for Skull first, since he will be wearing a golden chest that you can sell for 5,000. I already sold it, so that's why you don't see me do it right now. But yeah, it's a really nice boost. While we're at Tokyo, of course the gear store is in Tokyo, let's talk about some tips for traveling, since it's pretty easy to get lost early on in the game. Luckily you can fast travel to all the places you've been to once, so it's at least smart to visit as many places the first time you enter a new area. I got this a lot too, that I'm at the train station and I don't know where to go. Well, it doesn't really matter, because when you're at the train station and you wanna, let's say, go to the hideout on the roof of the school, but you can't find it if you just press R1 once, just choose this train station, then go to the other train station where the school is, and then you can then go to the roof. So without having to travel by train. So if we go to the hideout, we can of course go back to the first dungeon, the first palace. But before you do that, it's smart to have some lockpicks with you. If you are far in the dungeon, you know that you probably missed some chests because they were locked. If you finish a palace, you cannot go back, so it's smart to unlock all the chests before you defeat the last boss. You can only make some lockpicks though if you are not exhausted, so you would have to do something else, like spend time with someone, for example go to this doctor for example, get a bond with her, just something that is not going to the palace, because that will make you exhausted. If you have enough days left for the final boss, you should be fine, so you can just spend some time on making lockpicks. If you got the lockpicks, you of course want to find the leftover chest, and they're on the map, so hitting R1 in a safe room, for example at the castle's gate, once you enter the palace for the first time again, then just look at the maps, the different things you can go fast travel to, the different safe rooms, check where there's a chest, that one is probably one with a lock, go there and unlock them with your newly crafted lockpicks. So we're now at the palace, but also it's interesting to go to the Velvet Room of course. You can also go there in Tokyo, but I prefer going here in the palace. So here you can of course fuse personas that you found into better personas. It's smart to pay attention to what the girls in the Velvet Room say when you select a persona. If it's a good persona, they will say it. So then you know, okay, I can fuse this persona because it's a good one.
A strong persona indeed.
Another thing is that you can already see the weaknesses for the personas while you have not encountered them yet, because all the personas you can fuse are likely the ones you will encounter later on in the game. And of course you know that hitting with a weak attack is really helpful in battles, it can really turn the tide. So let's go over here to fuse by result and look at some personas. Here you see a ton of which you haven't encountered yet, but you can already see their strength and weaknesses. So if you then later encounter them in battle, you will know what ability to use. Just try and remember the different creatures, or write it down if you really want to get dirty with this. In the end, you will have a great advantage in battle. Speaking of battle, I will have Persona 5 combat tips, dungeon crawl tips up on the channel really soon. So be sure to subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. Like the video if you did, and I will speak to you next time. Thanks a lot for watching. Enjoy Persona 5. It's an amazing game. And I will speak to you next time. Goodbye.